Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is the newest video on this channel. This is also a recommendation video and basically analysis on basically success but also failure that doesn't make sense. This is Charlie Kaufman. Charlie Kaufman is a writer in Hollywood and also became a director. He writes dramas and basically kind of psychological films if you think about them. His films have been praised by critics, but also have done some weird things. The way to dissect that is to basically look at his first film. Well, not really to dissect it, but basically explain how his career went up and down. His first film is called Being John Malkovich, and it's about, well, an interesting idea. The film follows a man who's moved into a new office to basically get some money for his wife who's having a baby, and finds this door in his office. Doesn't know what it is until he goes into it and finds out that he lands up inside the head of actor John Malkovich. And basically a lot of hijinks happen. And the film was a sleeper hit, and it was well received by critics. Then his next project came along, known as Adaptation. The film stars Nicolas Cage and is about basically he has been given the task to adapt a book into, well, a screenplay. But the problem is that he's having trouble writing it, basically trying to adapt the book into a perfect manner. And this film was another hit for Kaufman. This led to his breakout hit and basically absolute Oscar-winning film, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. The film stars Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet, and the film follows, well, a couple, as they basically have a happy life. But the husband starts to basically lose the sight of her and, well, decides to erase memories of her. The film was a humongous hit and basically earned Kaufman winning an Academy Award. But then, what is considered his best film by tons of people who really dig deep into it, was also his downfall from his success. Nantucket, New York is his basically best film. But then, well, let's just get into the story. The film stars Philip Seymour Hoffman, and basically his character is a theatre director who has struggles and fears of death haunting him. But he is given the chance to make a theatre piece based in New York about his life. But as he starts working on it, time starts slowly gripping to him and basically keeps moving forward. The film was praised by people like YMS, but the problem is that the film was kind of a flop at the box office, and plus got really mixed and divided reviews. Hoffman then took a break for a while to basically figure out what his next action should be. And then basically it was announced in, I believe, 2010, what his next project, like 2012 maybe, what his next project shall be. Kaufman's next project is called Anomalisa, and stars David Thewlis and Jennifer Jason Leigh. But Kaufman couldn't direct this film alone. He had to get some help from animator Doug Johnson, who also made Moral Oral, which is also quite a show that gets really good, but is also really downright dark, and it's, well, it's really dark basically. After doing a Kickstarter to get all the money, they started working on the film. The film took about 2 or 3 years to complete, and then basically they worked really hard to get the film out right. The film was finally released and was, well, praised by critics and won a million bunch of thousands of awards, and yet again was basically distributed. The film was basically picked up by Paramount, who released it after its limited release into wider cinemas, but the film was kind of a flop as well. Now I have to admit, I think the problem is that the filmmaking, it's basically a stop motion film. People do not like stop motion that much anymore. Especially in the Academy Awards. It was nominated for Best Animated Feature, but lost out to Inside Out. I actually think that Anomalisa should have won, because Inside Out's kind of shit. But after all this, Charlie Kaufman did reflect on his life, basically saying that he kept making mistakes. He's really scared of the box office returns for his films, and people are not seeing them that much. Then Netflix came knocking on the door and let him make another film. And his newest film, that came out last year, is known as I Am Thinking About Ending Things. Then Kaufman's newest project, known as I'm Thinking About Ending Things, is a really good film. Definitely a masterpiece. The film could also be viewed as a horror film, which I think a lot of people have been doing. The film was praised by critics, but it appears that audiences are really split on it. They don't really like it that much, but I don't really know why. This isn't my problem with audiences, they just don't understand. They don't think when they watch a film. Kaufman's films are definitely something you need to think about. The thing though, audiences, they do make a film successful, they do go and see it and basically praise it. But the thing is that the films that they're liking are not very good. They don't understand cinema. The only thing they'll go and see is basically, the film that they'll go and see is not cinema. It's basically just something that's put into a cinema. It's basically just a product. They're going to go see a product and basically based on a franchise. Kaufman doesn't do that. He makes smart films. He makes good dramas. There's a lot of people who make creative stuff, and plus maybe another subject I'll maybe talk about a director who is not as much isn't really praised that much in this day and age. Well, like he is praised, but even YMS, but he's just kind of not really that popular in not even Hollywood standards. But besides that, Kaufman's work is absolutely brilliant. You can maybe go check out some of his work on Netflix or Amazon. Although here we've only just got free. I'm thinking about Ending Things, Adaptation, and Snetsky in New York. I definitely do hope that people will discover what Kaufman's talent is, because you'd rather go see Tom and Jerry or another Disney like Cruella. You'd rather go see a film like that instead of seeing true cinema, true art. And you're just basically going to go see a franchise film because it's recognizable to you. Give originality some slack. See new things, because that's what Hollywood has turned into now. Kaufman is a prime example of basically his success, but then people turned and basically now he's basically losing well a lot of stuff. But now he's got Netflix and basically he's now covered. He says that he doesn't care about the numbers. But definitely check out Kaufman's work. It's definitely something special, and I hope he keeps continuing what he does. He definitely is one of the great writers of his time, and still going on strong. I hope you like this video, and subscribe to the channel, Mega Geniuses. We'll be uploading a lot more videos on this channel. Me, Josh, and Dylan. John quit. So yeah, we'll basically see you soon, and goodbye.